Steve, if you get a chance, once we're going with the commentary, to swing over, microphone off, and just ask Sam about Josh Stokes, if you could. A lot of people are asking, just to check if he's being rested or is there anything else.
Okay.
Thank you. Right, let's get on our way this evening from... oh, I didn't mean now, I mean, that's what
So I can go down now?
Yeah, yeah, go for it, go for it. I'm going to get our commentary underway. Steve Gibbs has been dispatched to try and get word on Josh Stokes, because I don't think any of you Shots fans out there are going to settle until you know that the young starlet is okay. We are just 4 minutes away from kick-off here at the EBB. The teams will be due out very shortly. And there are a couple of changes tonight. One is Joe Haig coming in for Josh Stokes. And the other one, we'll go through the positions in a minute, but Kean Harris coming back into the side with Theo Widrington dropping to the bench. The teams are out, Shots in their home strip of red and blue stripes, red shorts and red socks. Maidenhead in their away kit of pale blue shirts, white shorts and very pale blue or sort of off-white socks. Get a better look at those in a minute.
21 Chancellor, 26 Lewis Kinsella, and 27
Lewis Kinsella starts for Maidenhead thanks to an injury, a red card, for Sam Beckwith on Saturday. So he hasn't had the best of luck in the last season or two, Lewis Kinsella, since he left the EBB, but he does get a break tonight and he starts. So we'll run through the teams in just a moment. Steve Gibbs is back alongside me. First of all, very good evening, to Steve Gibbs.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Yeah, all good, all good.
It's come around quickly from Saturday, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Huge euphoria, huge high, but Aldershot Town need to beware, don't they? It's the ultimate banana skin tonight. Maidenhead United. We're going to have a moment's silence shortly. Any news on Josh Stokes, who's not in the squad?
No, something we're going to have to ask Tommy Widrington after the game.
Okay.
Sam is not aware of injury or rest or otherwise.
Right, the plot thickens. Okay, 2 changes for the Shots, full teams to follow. We are going to have a minute's silence in memory of England and Manchester United legend Bobby Charlton. I'll let you listen to the announcement actually.
In 1958, before going on to score 249 goals for the club, amassing 3 First Division titles, an FA Cup and a European Cup. These were just a measure of an exceptional man who transcended his profession. It wasn't just his domestic side that felt his quality. A key player for England, Charlton appeared 106 times for the Three Lions, scoring 49 goals. His crowning glory was undoubtedly helping England to a famous World Cup win in 1966, playing alongside his brother Jack in the famous 4-2 defeat of Germany. When his playing days ended, he moved on to be manager of Preston North End and Wigan Athletic, before joining the board of directors at Manchester United, having a stand named in his honour in 2016. Additionally, as an ambassador for the English game, Sir Bobby represented our game across the globe, and the game has so much to be grateful for his professionalism and commitment. As a mark of respect, all National League clubs will be observing a minute's silence and wearing black armbands for fixtures taking place this week. We would now invite you to join us in that minute's silence.
impeccably followed minute silence for Sir Bobby Charlton, followed by generous applause too. And now we turn our attentions to a National League match here in North East Hampshire between Aldershot Town, who come into tonight's game in 8th position in the National League, a lofty perch compared to recent years, and just 1 point off the playoffs. Both sides have gone into a huddle right now, and I have to say quickly, Steve, before we get going with the teams, looking away to our left, it's a long time since I've seen an East Bank that full for a midweek game.
Absolutely, yeah, it's an excellent turnout. Whatever other attractions there may be in the footballing world, two home games in quick succession. I think credit to the club for the way they've marketed this game with their double-header ticket offer, and it looks like it's borne fruit. And hopefully, although it will not be easy, hopefully it'll be they'll be able to see another home win.
Yeah, I think 12 months ago this would have probably attracted about 1,300 supporters. It's going to be a lot closer to 2,000. It may still be 1,700, 1,800. It's always so difficult to tell. A healthy band of Maidenhead United supporters, all seated in the south stand over on the far side. Best guess at the minute would be around about 50. That number will be confirmed later. Aldershot kicking unusually towards the East Bank in the first half. That would suggest to me that Maidenhead won the toss, and Lewis Kinsella will have told them to
local knowledge from
turn Aldershot round. The former shot skipper starts tonight for Maidenhead. I'm not sure if it's first start of the season, but he hasn't started many, if at all. He's been on the bench a lot. Yeah. He comes in tonight for Sam Beckwith, who was sent off against Barnet on Saturday. 7 players yellow carded. An 8th, Beckwith, was sent off, as was Alan Devonshire and I think another member of the Maidenhead management team.
They were.
Who weren't happy at all that Barnet's late winner was initially ruled out and then re-given. Teams to follow very shortly. Here's Glover heading the ball into the path of Aaron Jones, and now Minoga goes back to Kean Harries, back in the side this evening after serving his own suspension. A tough time for the shots at the moment in terms of Maidenhead just robbing the ball here. It's Reece Smith running straight through the middle. He's through, and a really brave low gather from Jordi van Stappershoef. He's a precocious talent, Reece Smith. I guess he's the Maidenhead United equivalent to Josh Stokes, isn't he, Steve? He's already started again another one of his own goal of the season competitions.
Yeah, he's a fantastic talent, and certainly that attacking three will be a unit that Aldershot Town need to be wary of in Mitchell Lawson, Smith and Nathaniel George, who this time in the away game against Aldershot Town last season at York Road had already put Maidenhead ahead. So shots need to be wary, but it was excellent defending from Haji Minoga.
Ball straight through the middle. Jordi van Stappershoef comes out, fires it into the north stand. Thankfully it hits the brick wall in front of us and not ourselves. I am conscious this says I've not given you the full lineups. Let me just wait for the right moment to do so now. Reece Smith is in possession. Exchanges passes with Azair. Good work from Haig to wriggle away from his man. Gets the ball out of his feet. He's running towards the... he might even try a shot, but he strokes it into the path of Ryan Glover. Steadies himself, and it's a great block from who else? Lewis Kinsella. As Glover fired a shot that looked powerful, it looked possibly on target as well, and the ball's in touch for a throw to the shots. No time to come to Steve because we're underway again. That's a heavy back pass, but it will go all the way through to Craig Ross, the former Woking keeper, of course, and he fires up to halfway where Minoga exchanges passes with his other centre backs, and Steve Kinsella already making a contribution to the game.
Yeah, he's far from a regular these days, as he was unfortunately at Wealdstone prior to coming here in the summer, but yeah, he won't let anyone down. He'll always give 100%, and there'll be no one on this Maidenhead team, if they get a result this afternoon, who would enjoy it more than Lewis.
Kidderminster Harriers have scored the first goal in the National League this evening. They're 1-0 up at Altrincham. There's a ball straight through from Maidenhead. Will they be able to keep it in? It'll be tight down by the goal line. Yes, it is kept in. and played back down the line to Kinsella, touches it inside rather than cross, and now the intricate passing from Maidenhead, lively, edge of the area, received inside of the area but then plucked away by Harris, and Barham is completely and utterly held, and it is quite rightly from referee Matthew Russell going to be a yellow card for the Maidenhead United number 20 Remy Clerimer, who scored here last year for Maidenhead, and quite right too, Steve, because it was really cynical. He held him so he couldn't move at all with both hands.
It was, if anything is close to a bear hug on a football pitch, then that was it. He had his arms closed around Barham's waist and was not going to let go. But it was an excellent play from Barham in turning his man and scampering down the left, or trying to.
Ooh, Joe Haig receives the ball with his back to goal on halfway, stumbles but gets up again. Mixed game, his first start for the Shots a couple of home games ago. Has already started off better tonight. There's a good flick on from Tolaj to find Harfield, exchanges passes with Tolaj, and it was a heavy pass back from Tolaj, and Harfield couldn't get it in, but he did manage to play it off the Maidenhead defender Clerimer, I think, and it's behind for the first corner of the evening to the Shots, who've got two changes tonight. Van Stapperscherf in goal, Harris, Minoga and Rowe the centre-backs, Harfield and Aaron Jones the wing-backs, Glover and Willard, who'd have thought that, holding the centre of midfield, Joe Haig in the 10. Corners come in, header at the near post, flicked over the bar by Tolaj, bright run from Tolaj, good delivery from Glover, but over the Maidenhead goal, and it will be a goal kick to the Magpies. Tolaj and Barham up top, so Kwame Thomas come off the bench to great effect on Saturday, and he maybe was thought to have broken his nose by Tommy Widrington. We've had it confirmed that it hasn't, but he has to settle for a place on the bench again tonight, Steve.
I think it's good to have three real quality strikers in good form vying for those two places, and also with Josh Stokes, whether he's rested or injured tonight, for that attacking front three, plenty of competition for places. And if Joe Haig can acquit himself well this evening, then that's another headache for Tommy Widrington, but the sort of headache that every manager loves.
Yeah, we've got a foul here for Maidenhead. Mitchell Lawson, who scored in that game against Barnet on Saturday, one of Maidenhead United's 2 goals. Bradley Keach got the other. We welcome, of course, our National League TV platform viewers as well. We might have quite a few Maidenhead United supporters watching that. Good evening to you. 22nd in the table at the moment, but never right off Maidenhead, never right off Alan Devonshire. Just when you think you don't know when the next win's coming from, they'll probably, when they do win, Steve, get 3 back to back. Here they're about to take a free kick in from the right hand side. It'll be taken by Keach. In it comes. It's missed by one player, falls at the feet of Rowe. Half clears it, helped on by Tolaj, but Maidenhead have got it again. Played outside by the number 6 Golding to the left hand side. Ashley Nathaniel George on his left and his right, plays it back to Reece Smith. He gets a shot away, that's blocked at source by Aaron Jones, and Maidenhead half clear. They come again, another shot, that's blocked, goes out as far as the number 27, who I haven't even got on my... Oh, it's the number
Charlie
7.
Adams.
Yeah, I beg your pardon, 27, yeah. And Aldershot won it back, lost it again, ball comes in, and Rowe feints to head it back to Van Stapperscherf, but ducks underneath it in the end. Sure if that was the right thing to do or not,
I'm
Steve?
not quite sure. It seems to put Aldershot Town in a little bit of unnecessary pressure, because that throw-in is maybe
right down
about
by
5 or 6
flag.
yards from the corner flag, but I think Kobe knew what he was doing.
Bromley 0, Dorking Wanderers 1, and a tough-looking fixture for the Wanderers tonight, who will host the Shots on Saturday. And if you haven't seen the notes on social media, let's just break off, because Mitchell Lawson's looking to get past. Oh, brilliant work from Ollie Harfield. Aldershot have sold, as of 3 o'clock this afternoon, 844 tickets for Dorking away on Saturday. If Shots fans, you can reach the 1,000. Mark White, the Dorking Wanderers manager, owner and chairman, is going to pull £1,000 out of his back pocket. and spread it across one or two watering houses in Dorking on the day to buy the Shots fans a drink. You've got to love that. He's a great businessman. I've done the maths. It's a good deal from his point of view, and a cracking one from the Shots fans' point of view. But Dorking 1-0 up at Bromley tonight. Shots 0-0 here against Maidenhead. Tom Blair got that goal for Dorking. A couple of shout-outs to do when we get time, but here's Harfield sending the ball down the line. Clarima will protect it from Barham, and he can in the end only poke it into touch. Good evening to Gina Bolston. Ellie, her daughter and her are watching on the National League TV platform. Message from Phil Disbury as well, but I'll get to that when we got a stoppage in play, because that's a little bit of a longer one. 1-2 from the throw, back in touch, another throw to the Shots. We've had almost 10 minutes already, 9.5, 0-0, and well, players from both sides go down. Lauren Tollage is deemed to have fouled. Free kick to Maidenhead, almost in the right back position. Phil Disbury says, good morning, Rob. That's where he's listening from. Listening in with a work colleague and friend, David Watson. Unfortunately, he's a Portsmouth fan. I told him Aldershot is the only non-league team ever to beat Portsmouth in the FA Cup. He doesn't believe me. Could you educate him, please? Go the Shots. Well, all I can confirm is that Aldershot did beat Portsmouth as a non-league team. I don't know if they're the only one, though. But yeah, it was 2-2 at Fratton Park, David. And then 1-0 here, Molesley with a cracker from 40-50 inches, I think.
That's exaggerating. I think it was about, if the ball was on the goal line when he stabbed it over the line, then I'll be surprised. But yeah, they all count.
Okay, message in from well, we've got a rumour at least about what the Josh Stokes situation is. Meanwhile, before I read it out, Steve Brett, can you just confirm that your message is about Josh Stokes? Thank you. Aldershot in possession. Harry's with the ball forward. Touchdown by Tollage. Into the path of Haig. His ball drifting out wide right. Has really fallen between players. No foul given on a Maidenhead player on halfway. Haig cuts inside his man, and he's fouled. And I tell you what, Joe Haig, Steve, looks in the mood here to me, even more so than he did on his debut. He certainly does, you agree. Willard in possession. Aldershot taking the free kick and just played it across the halfway line, really. The ball's now from Rowe into Willard, making his way forward. Stops, holds up, tries to play it back. He's lost it. It's cleared, comes off of Willard, being held up by Harfield now. He plays it forward. Tollage can't get onto it. Clarima plays it into touch, and yeah, I'm not going to read something out until I've got a bit more substance. Okay. Apparently agreed at the start of the season that he wouldn't be available tonight. Something to do with his mum remarrying. I'm not sure where that is, or why. You know, is she getting married in the evening, or is it just too far away? Anyway, here's a good touch from Harfield. Clarima takes no chances, fires it into touch. I mean, the main thing, if that story is true, Steve, the main thing is that there's nothing wrong with Josh Stokes, and that was the main concern. Had he picked up an injury?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think he deserves a rest. It's not to take Maidenhead United lightly by any stretch, but yeah, he's been absolutely superb. And at 19 years old,
ball into the air to Tollage, gets a shot away. Sorry, Steve, deflected. I thought it was going behind for a corner, but Craig Ross has managed to gather it because it took all the pace off the deflection. But you've got to be so careful with this Aldershot Town team. They're creating chances out of nothing and key moments, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. It was a good turn from Laurent Tollage. Just got a shot away, but there were a couple of defenders between him and the goal. But yeah, Josh Stokes is the first season in senior football, probably still growing at the age of 19. A rest on a cold Tuesday night is not necessarily a bad thing, and he'll come back stronger at Meadowbank on Saturday.
I think the only game he was left out for earlier on in the season was Ebbsfleet away. Aldershot lost that 2-0. He did come off the bench that night. But I think he's proven with his physicality and his mentality that he's okay. He's okay going Saturday, Tuesday. And,
yeah.
You know, he's so calm. He takes everything in his stride, including the ball straight after Aldershot had scored on Saturday and stuck it in the net with aplomb. But we move on. There's a ball through the middle. Could have been a misunderstanding, but good shout from Jordi van Stappershoff. Comes to the edge of his area. This is what I kind of expected tonight, Steve. Maidenhead really busy, snarling at the heels of every Aldershot Town player every time they get it, and Aldershot having to work hard for space. Here they get a little bit with Glover, who finds Tolaj, and straight away, as soon as he passes to Jones, Maidenhead again out of possession are working very hard. Kean Harris tries a ball down the right. It's cut out by Kinsella. It's a deft touch, and Haig goes to ground, almost wins it for the shots, but Maidenhead got it. Back to Kinsella. Clips a lovely ball out to the far side where Nathaniel George takes it down off his shoulder, according to the ref, and not his arm. 1-2 with Reece Smith. He's into the area, pulls it back, and it's in. It's turned in at the far post, and the ultimate spoilers, Maidenhead United, have got themselves a lead here in the 15th minute. Good work from Kinsella, finding Nathaniel George, and Reece Smith moving on to his pass, pulling the ball back from the byline, and ultimately it's turned into the goal by Chankazimba, the centre forward, playing up front for the Magpies tonight. 15 minutes gone. Aldershot Town 0, Maidenhead United 1, Steve.
Yeah, you can't give someone like Reece Smith that sort of space in the box, that opportunity to break past you to the byline, and then the pullback seemed to catch Van Stappenschuf on the back foot. Really, he was slow to react as the ball went past him, and then he didn't dive until the ball was in the net. Zimba had already put the ball past him, and then Van Stappenschuf was clutching at thin air. It's easy to say, but could the goalkeeper have reacted a little bit quicker to that? But in the build-up, Kinsella and Smith already forming a partnership down that inside left channel, and Aldershot Town need to be wary. And they've got draws against Chesterfield, Oldham and Rochdale in recent weeks. Whatever their league position, this Maidenhead team are no pushovers.
Yeah, it's 12 without a win. Every Aldershot Town fan of any period of time knows that it's a classic banana skin for shots tonight. Coming into the game in really good form against the side in the bottom four who haven't won in 12. Great atmosphere in the stadium, good turnout as well, but it is a setback early on for the shots. Here's Aaron Jones fizzing a ball in, headed away by Clarima, up to Reece Smith, who has a wonderful touch to bring it down, and he just drops the ball back to Keach, I think it is, that's on the ball now. Beg your pardon, to Charlie Adams. He plays the ball back to Azea. Inside via Adams to Smith, lifts the ball over the top, and Zimba is battling for that with Rowe, and he's doing pretty well. Keeps it in down by the byline. He'll come back down the line to Azar. Adams with the ball down the line. That's cut out by Rowe. He plays it into Willard, back to Harfield, and then up towards Tolaj, who looks to roll his man Clarima. The bounce of the ball favours Clarima. He lifts it forward. Rowe's got his body in between the man and the ball, and it's good work from Maidenhead to shut him down and force him to play a ball forward. And it's really ultra intense and competitive, and Maidenhead with a really well created goal in an intense game where players from both sides are barely getting any time on the ball. They strung some nice passes together, and in the end the finish, Steve, was about as easy as Chankazimba's ever going to get, isn't it?
It was, yeah, but it was all in the build-up play, and I think a little bit of slack defending from the shots.
Bromley have levelled against Dorking already, and Rochdale have taken the lead against Gateshead, who are playing their first game since the departure of manager Mike Williamson. Ball over the top from Aaron Jones. Barham heads it down. Glover's battling for it, but he won't win it. And it's being held up now by Jaden Mitchell-Lawson. He goes back to Adams, and then it's a poor pass across from Keach, and finds touch just inside Aldershot's half. Aaron Jones has already taken the throw. If you joined us late, nearly 18 minutes gone, some 3 minutes ago, Maidenhead United took the lead with a well-worked move down the left. And they're now snapping and snarling at the heels of every Shots player who has possession, just to remind Aldershot that there are no easy games in the National League. Here's a ball inside left channel in their own half to Willard. Looks to play it forward into a pocket of space for Jack Barham, but it's well cut out by Adams. Rowe takes the throw quickly. Harfield helps it on. It's helped into touch again by Clarima. He's a man on a mission to just clear his lines tonight, Clarima, isn't he? He was getting a lot further forward in the game here last year for Maidenhead, and did so to good effect. Tonight he's the fulcrum of the defence, isn't he, really?
He is, yeah, and they're missing so many players, and I think missing Sam Beckwith is for his defensive qualities and his attacking threat as well.
Good header from Glover. He finds Jones, bursts down the right-hand side. Is that a heavy touch? He does manage to get it in, and it's diverted behind by Maidenhead. So a second corner of the evening at the East Bank end. A reminder that Shots are attacking the East Bank in the first half, inferring that Maidenhead won the toss and changed ends. Presumably, well, he wouldn't have needed Lewis Kinsella to tell anybody, because Alan Devonshire's smart enough to know that one. Ollie Harfield's going to take the corner, left-footed in swinger, header down. Oh, header down from Minoga, and not quite sure what's been given there. Another corner. Header was down from Minoga, and an Aldershot Town player tried to steer it in at the far post, and I just thought it was against the upright and behind, but must have deflected off a Maidenhead player because the corner's been given. But Minoga with the initial header. Here's Harfield again with another ball in, and Craig Ross comes to punch it away, and Willard's quickly onto the loose ball. Haig's bouncing around in front of him. He plays it out to the left to Harries. Harries clips the ball to Minoga. He's inside the penalty, comes back onto his right foot, and he's beaten one player, then goes down. A few stuttered appeals for a penalty. He's never going to get one for that. The ball's played by Glover back out to Harfield. He's going to send in a cross now. Won't need a lot of contact, but he gets the head of a Maidenhead player. Well, Rose won it, but it's steered back now into the path of Mitchell Lawson, who's going one-on-one against Harries, and he's gone past him. He's breezed past him. He's down the right side. He's up against Aaron Jones. Clips a ball in. It's headed on by Glover, and Van Stappershoev keeps it in, does he? Yes, he does. Saves it going behind for a corner. Few Shots players caught out of position there. Good counter by Maidenhead. They're going to work hard to win the ball back, and they're going to try and hit Aldershot with pace on the transition. They've already done it once to good effect, and with 21 minutes gone, here's Steve Gibbs. It's Aldershot Town 0, Maidenhead United 1.
Yeah, they're quick, they're aggressive, but they can also play football, as we've seen, not just with the goal that they've scored this evening. And yeah, they will be dangerous on the transition. Aldershot Town will commit bodies forward, and then in the likes of Nathaniel George and Mitchell Lawson, they've got players who can hit you dangerously on the counter.
Jones with the ball forward. It's cut out by Maidenhead, and here's Charlie Adams in the middle of the park. Shots fans, if you want a good omen, oh, there's a ball straight through the middle. They're in one-on-one. 2-0. The ball is stuck into the net, and Maidenhead have gone bang bang here, not as quickly as Aldershot did on Saturday, but with 22 minutes gone, the league's ultimate spoilers are at it again. Aldershot Town 0, Maidenhead 2, and I think it might be Zimba again, Steve.
It looks like it, yeah, and it was almost like the parting of the Red Sea. The Aldershot Town midfield was nowhere to be seen, and then the defence just parted and allowed the pass through, and then Zimba to run onto it. An excellent calm finish, you have to say, but Aldershot Town far too slack, far too open. We said they're susceptible to the counter-attack, but that's taking it to extremes. There was nobody in midfield, and you wonder, it's an unlikely midfield partnership of Glover and Willard. You wonder, do they need somebody in there to just sit in front of the back three, stop counter-attacks at source almost, and put in a few tackles? But yeah, good play for Maidenhead, good finish, but where was the Aldershot Town midfield and defence?
So Shots hit twice on the counter-attack here. Brilliant game plan executed so far from Maidenhead United. Full credit to them. And Steve, coming here tonight, we talked about this being a classic Aldershot banana skin against the side 12 without a win. One hope for Shots is that Maidenhead have conceded in each of their last 9 games, but Aldershot are going to need to score twice just to get even a point this evening. Filed 1, Oldham 0, and in the FVO, we've got a 91st minute winner against Woking on Saturday. Has scored again tonight against Borehamwood, one of his former clubs, I think. Not 100% sure on that, but I think he might have spent a bit of time there. Here's Glover. Plays the ball out to Aaron Jones on the right hand side. He's going to get a cross in now, deflects off a Maidenhead player and is snaffled by Craig Ross, who, even though it's the 24th minute, goes to ground when he catches the ball. And well, there's a look away to my left, the flat-capped Alan Devonshire. The irony that always strikes me, Steve, is what a wonderful thoroughbred of a footballer he was, and how generally his Maidenhead United side played. But let us be very, very clear. Maidenhead United tonight have played beautiful football. They're 2-0 up deservedly, and they're a credit to their manager already tonight.
They are, absolutely, and they have scored some excellent goals this season already. They concede far too many soft goals, but going forward they are dangerous, and they get it forward quickly, but they play with style.
Here's Willard, whose ball forward is cut out. Rowe, I thought, has poked the ball away there from the Maidenhead Maidenhead attacker, but the referee Matthew Russell disagrees. He's given a foul, a free kick to Maidenhead, and he's got his yellow card out for Kobe Rowe, and I think that it might be Kobe Rowe's fifth. I know that I think Minoga and Rowe were on 4 coming into tonight's game. Yeah, indeed. So Rowe will not be available to play against Dorking on Saturday. Something else I predicted before tonight, Steve.
You did, yeah. And I think that was definitely a yellow card. Right on halfway, he was stretching, and I think he took Mitchell Lawson's ankle rather than the ball.
I think he got probably a little bit of both, if I'm honest. But Lawson was very cute in making sure he got there in time to receive the contact. And so far tonight, it's a horror start for the Shots, who have only lost once in 10, might be 11 home games now, but they've got a lot of work to do to make sure they don't lose tonight. Here's another cross in from the right from Mitchell Lawson, and over on the far side, Ashley Nathaniel George does really well to keep it in, but ultimately he's pressured by Aaron Jones. The ball ends up in touch, and it will be a Shots throw. Fylde 2, Oldham 0, Southend 1, Ebbsfleet 0, and the update now is that Josh Stokes' mother's marriage is in Greece. Source is the sponsor, and so there I think we can put that one to bed. That's why Josh Stokes is not involved. The only other time he didn't start this season, Steve, Aldershot lost 2-0. The current score, Aldershot 0, Maidenhead 2. Come back, Josh, all is forgiven.
Yeah. Big Greek wedding or not, come back.
Glover, ball straight through the middle to Haig. Haig looks to find Tolaj, but that's well read by Maidenhead. The ball, though, breaks to Glover, who sends it out to the right-hand side to Aaron Jones. His cross comes in. He's headed away by Clarima, only as far as Willard. Willard finds Harfield. Harfield back to Rowe. Rowe with the ball into Joe Haig, into the edge of the area, tries a shot. Is swerving, parried away, and as Tolaj is about to fire in an effort, there's a little bit of a helping foot away from a Maidenhead United player that steers it away from him. Again, bright play from Joe Haig, who is into the side for Josh Stokes this evening. Rochdale have gone 2-0 up against Gateshead. And a good evening to Darren Lewis, who is Lewis Kinsella's uncle. Been here many, many, many times supporting Lewis Kinsella. Can't actually be here tonight. Darren Kins has had a pretty quiet game so far. He did make a good block early on to thwart Shots when it was 0-0. But yeah, he's been quietly looking to try and keep Aaron Jones quiet down the Shots right. Here comes Jones up against Kinsella now. Plays the ball inside, and it's a poor pass. It's easily cut out by Charlie Adams, who feeds Nathaniel George. And then a poor pass, ironically, from Lewis Kinsella, goes straight into touch. But very good evening to you, Darren, as well. So Shots 0, Maidenhead United 2. If you supported Aldershot for a long time, you won't be surprised at that scoreline. We thought, Steve, and we hoped that under the mentality of Tommy Widrington, that kind of a scenario might be behind Aldershot, but Maidenhead United have done exactly what you feared they might tonight.
Yeah, I think they've maybe looked at this Aldershot Town team and seen perhaps a slight soft underbelly in that central midfield, and at the moment they've exploited it.
Here's Tolaj turning sharply, tries a ball, almost puts a little dink ball through to Barham, but it's well cut out by Remy Clarima. Aldershot coming again though, over halfway. Rowe to Harfield. Harfield squares it to Glover. Glover gets away from Nathaniel George, runs straight forward, but then runs into trouble. Recovers well though. Witherington hopping mad about something. Jones with a deep cross in, bouncing away. Clarima's cleared again. He's literally a one-man ball clearing defender tonight. He's winning everything. There's good work from Willard, who leaves Adams on the floor, slots it into Tolaj. He's on his left foot, comes back on his right. The shot's blocked again, and it comes out to Haig. Haig twists and turns, back onto his right foot. Loads of room for Harfield. Shot comes in from Glover high. Cannons back off one of the advertising hoardings high up underneath the roof of the East Bank, and Ollie Harfield holds his arms out wide. He was in acres of space, but Haig turned away from him, and ultimately Glover pulled the trigger, but it was a poor effort.
Yeah, taking a shot from that point wasn't even the second, third, fourth best option. Aldershot Town could have just kept possession, kept building a little bit of pressure, spread the ball across the full width of the pitch, try and stretch this Maidenhead defence, but now he just blast it way over the crossbar and give Maidenhead an easy get out of jail free card.
Harfield lifting the ball forward, headed away by the head of, yeah, you've guessed it, Remy Clarima. Wealdstone 0, Oxford City 1. And Altrincham have equalised against Kidderminster, who scored the first goal this evening. Here, straight through the middle of the park, is Ashley Nathaniel George. Minoga goes to ground and clears it away, but only as far as Kinsella, who finds Reece Smith. He jinks inside on his right foot and lets fly with one of his fizzers, but this one keeps on fizzing upwards and goes behind for a shots goal kick. So 31 minutes gone, Steve. Not the start shots wanted. Perfect, really, game plan from Maidenhead United, 2-0 up. But let's look at things from a positive point of view from Aldershot. If they can get at least one back before half-time, they'll maybe lift their own spirits. Oh, hang on, here's Willard just avoiding the lunge of Reece Smith there. But yeah, it's just one thing at a time, and the Aldershot got to make sure they get the next goal.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, the next goal, and they're back in it. I think they also very desperately need some steel in that midfield, because Glover was shrugged off the ball all too easily in the build-up to that last attack.
Yeah, Tetek is a technical midfielder, but he doesn't probably have much game time or fitness at the minute. Glover and Willard in there. Here's Jones coming inside, and Maidenhead really pretty much leaving everybody except the goal scorer Chanka Zimba. Everybody else out of possession is behind the ball very quickly, working so hard, and the Maidenhead United supporters over on the far side, probably nearly half of them, Steve, stood up, clapping, cheering and singing, and they can sense the first victory in 13 matches here. Just the 2 wins all season for Maidenhead United. They've been so close so many times, and they were really close on Saturday at Barnet. Harfield heads the ball on, but only to a Maidenhead United player. Harries wins it for shots and sends it inside to Glover. So well organised tonight, Maidenhead. Very, very difficult to break down. You just wonder if they can keep playing with the intensity that they are. But here's Harfield breaking forward inside to Willard. Willard to Glover. And Glover out to Aaron Jones on the right side. He gives it back to Glover, makes a run forward, but he's well tracked by Nathaniel George. And Aldershot have to come back through the middle the other way. If you've joined us late, 33 minutes gone. Goals in the 13th and 22nd minute from Maidenhead mean they lead 2-0 here tonight at the EBB Stadium. Here's Rowe with the ball into Haig, who has a poor touch as he's tried to sort of take it on the half turn and create a chance for himself, but Maidenhead have come away with it again. And what I like about what Maidenhead are doing, Steve, when they do get a foot in and win it back, they're quickly making themselves available in space, and they're not wasting possession when they get it back, are they?
They're not, no, they are retaining the ball very well, and that's not something that they've done all season. They've been very much second best in possession in games and also their passing quality has not been there, but you would not know that to watch them this evening.
Rowe heads the ball back. Harfield does really well to keep it in play and goes back to Van Stappershoef. He's under pressure, so he clears towards Tolaj, who's well marked by Clarima, who does enough without fouling to win the ball. And the ball's back at the feet of Reece Smith. Poor touch from him on this occasion. Cut out by Harries. Wealdstone have quickly equalised against Oxford City. Here's Joe Haig just inside his own half, passes it right to Minoga. He doesn't come over halfway, has to go back to Harries. And it's a tricky one for the Shots faithful. They're going to need to stick with their team tonight. Tolaj goes down, nothing given by the referee, waves that one away. Tolaj's not happy. Harries heads it inside. Minoga goes back to Van Stappershoef. Almost 35 minutes gone here. Aldershot Town 0, Maidenhead United 2. Ball forward. Oh, lovely take from Willard. Rides a challenge, bombs forward into a little bit of space. He's got Aaron Jones out there, tries a shot, it deflects wide. It's behind for a corner. And the Shot striker playing once again in midfield, Steve. You can't really blame him for trying to go with the momentum and get a shot away there. And he's won a corner for his side.
Yeah, I think maybe I can't blame him, but Tommy Widrington is. I think, he feels that Tommy took the easy option rather than the correct option, but at least it has earned the Shots a corner. And yeah, Tommy going forward, Brian Glover going forward, really good when they join the attack, but for me they need that defensive nous, a little bit more experience defensively in that midfield.
Halifax 1, Hartlepool 0, and Boreham would have equalised at Dagenham. Corner comes in for the Shots. Underneath the bar, it's cleared from off the line. The linesman's flagged, it's over the line! And I don't have a clue who put it in, maybe Steve Gibbs does.
He doesn't.
The corner came in, bodies went up for it. I saw it cleared from off the line or inevitably behind the line, and it's over it. Very quick and early signal from the assistant referee. That ball's over the line, and 36 minutes in, it is Aldershot Town 1, Maidenhead United 2. And Kobe Rowe has been credited with the goal. A man of the match performance on Saturday, Steve, and he's been credited with the first goal tonight.
Yeah, he certainly rose highest, most prominently, possibly because of his peroxide blonde hair, if nothing else. But yeah, he rose highest and most prominently and with most strength. He got something on the ball, clearly, and then yeah, the only thing you can say, was it over the line or not, the assistant was very quick and decisive in the flag.
And I didn't see too much protestation actually from Maidenhead United players. Of course a few did appeal, but here's Hay keeping the ball in on the touchline. Squares it now. Can Aldershot, with what, 10 minutes to go, strike it? Oh, it's an inadvertent back pass. Oh, and there's an offside anyway. Aaron Jones, I think, trying to spectacularly clear it, sent it through the middle, and Shankar Zimba, Steve, got onto it, and my goodness me, there was a worrying moment there. I mean, for a moment you think just as Shots get back into it, is Zimba going to get himself a hat-trick and restore the 2-goal lead?
Yeah, I think it was a good save from Van Stappershoef, because he would have had no clue that the assistant's flag was up on this near side. But yeah, Aldershot Town living dangerously, offside or not.
Well, the Shots are the 5th top scorers in the National League coming into the night, and Maidenhead have conceded the 5th most goals. So if it is an open game like this, you might think over the course of 90 minutes that the Shots might win it. Good ball down the line from Harfield to Joe Haig. He's gone down a blind alley, but he gives it back to Harfield. He drills it across, and it's touched in again, and again it's cleared over the line again. Tolaj knows he's scored. Again, it's cleared from behind the line, and it's another goal for the Swiss striker. And Aldershot have scored 2 goals tonight in 3 minutes, Steve, and they got themselves level. In fact, 2 minutes, 36 and 38. Aldershot Town 2, Maidenhead United 2.
2-2. What kept them? We think Laurent Tolaj.
Laurent Tolaj, undoubtedly Tolaj.
The stadium is asking us who scored. We think it was Laurent Tolaj, and 2 goals in 2 minutes. Aldershot Town are dragging their feet. They've lost their edge. But yeah, excellent play from Haig, and he had the vision, as you said, he went down a blind alley, but then he had the vision to look up, see Ollie Harfield on the overlap, and then it was an excellent cross to the near post. Tolaj reached there, got the touch in, and now
a late tackle from Haig.
Yeah.
It's not too dangerous, but it is going to get yellow, and you can understand why. And in amongst all this, I think Matthew Russell's refereed the game pretty well so far tonight. 40 minutes gone. He has had to show 3 yellows, I think, but you couldn't really argue. My son's probably clicked on the link I sent him now, my eldest son Matt. He's just said, I don't believe it, Dad. Is that another 2 goals in 2 minutes? No, Matt, if you're listening now, it was 2 in a minute on Saturday, and it's 2 in 2 minutes tonight. Well done, the shots. So many times at the EBB this season, Steve, you said Aldershot have got draws when they'd have lost last season. They got a win on Saturday when they'd have drawn or lost. And tonight, 2-0 down. Now cross in from Maidenhead, it beats everybody. And on the far side, Glover manages to shepherd it out, and it will be a throw-in to the shots. And I tell you what, after the wretched start they've had tonight, there are, 5 minutes plus added time left till half-time, but I think we'd all take 2 all at half-time.
yeah, maybe, or now, considering Aldershot Town are in the ascendancy, they put that wretched start behind them. I think that lots of people would not want half-time to come, but that might cramp Aldershot Town's style. It might halt them in their tracks somewhat, and they're trying to launch another attack, but the ball, despite Ollie Harfield's best sprinter impression, he ends up in the dugout alongside Tommy Widgington, but the ball does also as well. So Maidenhead have an attacking throw-in.
There's a good foot in from Harries, but he can't steer the ball away from Zimber, who manages to play it back. And now here comes Kinsella, tries a ball out on the left to Ashley Nathaniel George. Is missed by a couple of people, and then Rowe goes for the ball and misses it. And Maidenhead have still got it. Reece Smith on the edge of the penalty area. Azaire's got it now, back to Adams. Aldershot regrouping. Cross into the far post. Aaron Jones gets a header on it, but he'll only head it to Nathaniel George. He's going up against him now. Little trick, looks to get past him. Hangs in there. Shot comes in. Oh my word! Across the face of the goal. Van Stappershoef tries to get on it, can't get anything on it. It fizzes behind the goal. It looked like it went straight behind to me, but not to the referee. He's given a corner, Steve.
Yeah, that was perilously close across goal, and I'm not quite sure where Craig's got his information
What's
from.
the announcement?
It was Jack Barham. Maybe somebody was watching on TV, and
if you're watching on National League TV and you saw a replay, could somebody confirm who has scored the shots goal? It's now been given to Barham. Corner comes in. Van Stappershoef rises, punches. Referee spots the flag from the linesman. Offside somehow in amongst about 15 bodies. And we're just trying to... Okay, who's that?
Stuart Griffiths on the East Bank. Reliable source.
A reliable source. Okay, we'll have to go with it. It did look to me like as the ball was squared across, Tolaj had towed it across the goal line. But it's been credited to Jack Barham. Another goal for the diminutive shot striker. Here's Jones sending a ball down the line. Quickly taken down into his stride by Barham. How much he'll love that goal, Steve, because he works so hard every week. He hasn't quite got the goal tally he'd like.
No, he hasn't. He always works hard. He's an excellent foil for Tolaj and links well with Josh Stokes. But yeah, as Tommy keeps saying, strikers are judged on their goals, and he will love that tonight. And that's his typical kind of poacher's instinct, looking to sniff one out where there's maybe not a chance, where space is at a premium, where it just needs a little bit of a clever touch, and he's Johnny on the spot.
That's Steve Gibbs. I'm Rob Worrell. You listen to BBC Surrey Sport, the BBC Sport app, or watching and listening on the National League TV platform. 43 minutes gone here at the EBB. This is where you need to be if you want goals and entertainment. The Lions' share this season have been for Aldershot. They've been shared tonight. It's 2-2, but Maidenhead got themselves into a 2-goal lead by the 22nd minute. Credit to Tommy Widgington's shots, who again, a little bit like Saturday when they went behind, Steve, they didn't look ruffled, they kept playing the way they play, and they've got themselves level with 2 goals in 2 minutes. The right-siders friends and colleagues of Steve Brett, who's just messaged in, say definitely Jack Barham's goal. Woking have scored at Eastleigh on 45+1. Eastleigh 0, Woking 1. And Gina Bolsden is watching on National League TV. She says definitely Jack as well. And I think we've had enough sources now to tell us that. And apologies. I mean, it was the first goal that looked more confusing who had scored. Me and Steve both thought Tolaj had put that one in. We look forward to seeing it. Oh, Haji Minogue's dispossessed. And Maidenhead going to again maybe get in straight through the middle here. Zimba, is he going to get a hat-trick? Good block from Kean Harries. And it goes out for a throw. Half-time Chesterfield 0, York City 0. I think we've had enough excitement for the first half, Steve. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official. It will show us how much added time there'll be. I mean, it's been a frantic pace. The ball's been in play a healthy amount of time. I wouldn't expect too much added time. Short from the throw, back to Reece Smith. He's at the edge of the area now. What a bright young talent he is. Gives the ball to Azair. He gives it back to Mitchell Lawson. He's trying to get it across the line. It's right across the line. Cleared away. Helped back in. And out, actually, by Bradley Keach, who lifted it forward. Look at Widrington, Steve.
Yeah.
Just, honestly, he's up and down the line. 5 added minutes. He's probably put in more steps than his eldest son. Or is it his younger son? I don't know.
Fancy footwork as well.
Absolutely.
Well, which son, depending if you mean Theo or Kai. But yeah,
exactly.
I think I know who you mean.
I meant Kai. No disrespect to Theo, who I'm sure has a good step count as well. Rowe goes back to Harries. For those who don't know, and I'm sure most of you do, Kai Widrington, Tommy's other son, is a regular dancer on Strictly. And is still in the competition dancing with Angela Rippon. If I've got my facts right, I've not seen it, but I think that's the...
I'll have to bow to your superior knowledge there, but someone's drawn the long straw there, getting to dance with Miss Rippon.
2-2 here at the EBB between Aldershot Town and Maidenhead. No, you've not tuned into Strictly the after show. Rowe exchanges passes with Harries, and then he fouls his man, puts his arm around him on halfway. One or two Maidenhead players asking for a yellow for that.
Yeah.
We won't want to give it because Aldershot will be down to 10 men. Rowe is already going to be missing from Saturday's game. Now, as it stands at the minute, Steve, Aldershot can go back with a Harfield, Minogue and Harry's back three. But Minogue is on 4 bookings, and I'm pretty sure Aaron Jones is as well. I'm just going to confirm that.
Yeah, Kobe's a lucky man there.
Yeah, they're all on 4 yellows. Yeah. We cannot afford for Jones or Minogue to get a yellow tonight. Of course, if Jones got one, then Tyler Frost could potentially come in as right wing back, couldn't he?
Yeah.
But we can't get ahead of ourselves. Aldershot, who looked set for 0 points tonight 15 minutes ago. Oh, poor pass in there from Harfield, and the ball's been picked up by Nathaniel George. Aldershot tracking back, and this time the referee does give a foul when everybody thought it wasn't a foul, and Haig it is. He's got to be a little bit careful himself because he's given away 3 free kicks now tonight. And Maidenhead have got a free kick. Charlie Adams, I think, is asking the referee if that should be a yellow, and he needs to be careful because if you protest too much for a member of the opposing team to get a yellow card, you'll be shown one yourself.
Yeah, quite rightly so. But yeah, Kobe Rowe is a very lucky man. He knew exactly what he was doing there. It was a subtle but a very definite brush of the hand onto the midriff of the Maidenhead player as he broke across halfway. Definitely a foul, definitely cynical. For me, that should be a second yellow card.
Free kick then for Maidenhead. Lewis Kinsella is there, but he doesn't take it. In it comes from Adams to the far post. It's headed away by Haig or Jones, not too sure, and then Glover clears it to touch. Very good evening to the Aldershot Town official club photographer Ian Morsman, who's listening in Italy in Ortagia. He says, keep up the good work, you two. It's exciting stuff, Ian. Glad you could join us. Glover goes to ground and wins the ball cleanly and feeds Tolaj. Tolaj still in possession, beats one, now gets away from a second, clips it out to the left-hand side to Harfield, who does brilliantly to control it. Rose looking to support, but it's Willard who gets up there first. Maidenhead quickly dropping into a low block, albeit without Nathaniel George at the moment. He's now drifting back into play. He's up again with Kinsella. Haig looks to get the ball across. Is it deflected behind? No, it goes straight behind. It'll be a goal kick to Maidenhead United. Shots to Maidenhead United 2. We've got just over a minute of the minimum of 5 added. David Miles is watching from overseas. He says shots look the better side apart from a very frail defence. No nails left here in the sandpit. Barnet and Solihull Moors is 0-0 at half-time. Dagenham and Boreham Wood is 1-1 at half-time. Halifax and Hartlepool is 1-1 at half-time. Denon Lewis scored the goal for Woking at Eastleigh. Here's Rowe winning the ball in the air, feeding Willard, who gives it him back. Plays it back to Harfield, who can't keep it in play. Sloppy again from the shots in defence. Wealdstone 1, Oxford City 1. Lots of games level, but with goals. Here's a ball into Zimba, chests it down. Harris pokes a foot in, but can't win it cleanly. Smith back, and Maidenhead building nicely again. Mitchell Lawson going to... Oh, great dive in from Harris. He needed to make contact with the ball, and he did. He prods it behind. Mitchell Lawson was there as well, and if he'd missed the ball and got the man, it was a certain penalty. Half-time Rochdale 2, Gateshead 0. We are in the dying seconds. We're into added time at the end of added time, as Gav Dennison used to say. 2-2 already. Maidenhead looking for a third here. The corner's in, headed down and away by Remy Clarima. There is the half-time whistle. Another highly entertaining, highly intense, goal-laden half here at the EBB. And frankly, from where the situation was halfway through the first half, Steve, I think the majority of the Aldershot faithful will be relieved and an awful lot happier. Half-time, shots 2, Magpies 2.
Yeah, I think relief is the operative word, but what a superb, a fantastically exciting, unpredictable first half. We start again at the start of the second half from scratch, and that is huge credit to Aldershot Town's tenacity, and maybe a symptom of Maidenhead's own defensive frailties, but you would still expect the Shots to go on from here to claim 3 points, but it's definitely not a given. Anything could happen from here, so stay tuned. But yeah, Maidenhead have played their full part in exposing the Shots. I think maybe a soft underbelly in that central midfield and some defensive frailties. Who cares what happens from here? It's going to be exciting. And Aldershot Town, whatever the result this evening, have still made progress at the start of this season. Their home form is excellent. People are looking forward to coming to the Ebb Stadium again, in the knowledge that it will be entertaining, there'll be goals, and more often than not, the Shots will come out on top. But 4 goals in the first half, plenty of chaos, plenty of excitement. You don't know what's going to happen. Bring it on.
Quite incredible. Oh, by the way, just to build on the point you made, the only thing that I'm going to expect is the unexpected. But quite staggering, really. In 50 years of watching or playing football, I've never seen a team score twice within a minute. And then in the very next game, Aldershot go and score twice within 2. It's staggering, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's testament to the spirit and the quality and the resilience that this team have. And it is, I was just thinking, it's prime Gary Waddock, but it's probably not even that. It's prime Terry Brown. You score 3, we'll score 4. And that's the attitude that Shots fans know and love. And it's the attitude that they've wanted to return here for quite some time. Over the 5 years or so, even the 10 years, maybe save for a couple of years under Mr. Waddock, but Aldershot Town have struggled here. They've struggled to impose themselves on this division. And now from just outside the playoffs, their glorious chaos has returned to the Ebb Stadium, and more power to their elbow, I say. It's superbly entertaining. People are loving it. People are coming back. And you'd hope, I still think, maybe not expect, but think that the Shots will go on to claim 3 points from here. But whatever happens, happens.
Well, we look forward to the second half, and that's all we can do at the moment. But Keith Deere loves to send me, thank you Keith, for some stats at half time. It says that Aldershot have had 7 efforts on goal, 4 on target, and Maidenhead have had 6, 3 on and 3 off. Aldershot, of course, have had 2 yellows, Rowe and Haig. Rowe will miss Saturday at Dorking, and Aaron Jones and Haji Minoga are both on 4 yellows as well, so they need to be very careful in the second half. And I'll shut up and let you hear the half-time scores from Craig.
Southend 1, Ebbsfleet 0, and Wealdstone 1, Oxford City 1. This evening's winning 50-50 numbers. The first prize is for £100, and the winning ticket is number 55400. The second prize for £60 is ticket 58769, and the third prize for £30 is ticket 58435. If you hold any of those winning tickets, or this evening's winning goal ticket, which is 15 minutes, please go round to the players' entrance after the game to collect your prize. Okay, we've got a Tuesday night crossbar challenge. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you, good evening, and welcome to the crossbar challenge. For those of you who haven't seen this before, we have 2 new contestants.
Steve, I've been reminded by Pete Stamford that Aldershot went on a ridiculously long run without ever coming back to win a game from 2 goals down. Now, Pete's here at the game and he's not 100% sure, but I've got a nagging thought that Aldershot did finally do it in the last season or so, but I can't remember. Certainly needs to be clarified whether they did or not, but the long run, the really, really long run, which stretched to sort of, well, what would it have been? I mean, from now, it's 17 years. Burton, they came in 2007 2-0 down to come back and beat Burton 3-2, and I'm not 100% sure if the Shots maybe have done it once since then. I don't know how your memory is.
not that good.
But nevertheless, let's put it this way, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Aldershot went at least 15 years, if not the current, whatever that is, I can't do the maths, from 20, around about 16, 17 years. They've obviously got a great opportunity to do that tonight. The interesting thing is, they've been scoring quite a few goals first half lately at the High Street end. Tonight they'll be attacking the High Street end in the second half, thanks to Maidenhead switching them round.
Yeah, and I think it's also the first time that Aldershot Town have not conceded the first goal at the Ebb Stadium, but conceded first in the first half.
Ah, right,
this season,
okay.
I think.
Yeah,
because they went behind on Saturday.
I think they went the first 6 or 7 games scoring the first goal, didn't they? And then that run ended, and I think since then it's happened a couple of times.
Yeah, but it's superbly entertaining and open game, and I think maybe perhaps too open for Tommy Widrington's liking. I think he would prefer for a little bit more order to return to proceedings, a little bit more organisation, and I've said it a couple of times already, I think a little bit more steel and resilience in that midfield, maybe a little bit of Theo Widrington's qualities, or Tyler Frost, who's got a little bit more defensive discipline about his game than Glover and Willard, because all too often this evening, and particularly for the second goal, Maidenhead were able to play through Aldershot Town's midfield and expose an open defence all too easily.
Well, I just think based on what we've seen this season, Aldershot have just got to go for it and try and outscore Maidenhead, really. There's no point sitting around on their heels, is there? Anyway, listeners, we're going to take a break. Why don't you do the same? Steve and I'll be back in probably what will just be 5, 6, 7 minutes from now. Half-time score here at the EBB. Shots coming from 2-0 down to level at 2-2. We've got a little half-time mystery here, listeners, if you're still with us. 1 or 2 people are now querying who got the first Aldershot Town goal. I mean, Steve and I were honest enough to say we didn't have a clue. Steve said that it looked like Rowe had jumped highest, but 1 or 2 people are saying it might have been Haji Minoga, Kobe Rowe. If only we had access to the National League TV pictures. I mean, technically, I could do it. We had a reliable connection. But Gina, David, Keith, I think you guys are all watching the National League TV pictures. Was it clear to you who scored the first Aldershot Town goal? And if you like to keep yourself busy at half time, maybe you can check out the validity of the stat that the Aldershot statistician Pete Stanford has given me. He is pretty sure Aldershot Town have not come from 2-0 down to win a game since 2007 when they did so against Burton. And that is 16 years ago. Of course, they haven't done that yet, but they've given themselves a platform to do so. The teams are back out for the second half. The referee is now on his way out, Matthew Russell, who's had a busy first half, 3 yellows and 4 restarts for 4 goals, 2 for either side. Now, any half-time substitutions imminent? Doesn't look as if there are, but Haji Minoga and Aaron Jones are treading a very fine line here. They really are, because I would say this, Steve, if you don't want to predict Tyler Frost is on. Tyler Frost is on at half time in the middle with Tommy Willard. So Ryan Glover's gone off then, yeah?
No, Kobe Rowe's gone off.
Kobe Rowe has gone off, who's on a yellow and could have got a second yellow. Harfield reverts to left-sided centre-back. Glover goes to left wing-back. And that may be a decision, Steve, to try and protect Rowe to make sure he's available for Saturday.
I think it's a very wise decision.
Hang on a minute, no, Rowe's already missing for Saturday, isn't he? It's Jones and Minoga that are on 4 yellows. It must be a knock.
No,
must be.
Well, I think it's to save Kobe from being sent off this evening, maintain 11 men on the pitch.
Okay.
Because he should have got a second yellow for me, for his foul on the halfway line.
For the cynical hole, it was very similar to the Maidenhead player who got a yellow.
Yeah, it was more of a brush than that. It wasn't quite a bear hug, but it was still a entirely cynical foul, and he was fortunate to get away with it. So I think maybe Tommy has spared him more punishment.
Here's Haig losing the ball. Glover plays it forward, looking for Barham. He does well, gets it under control, holds it up now. Halifax have gone 2-1 up against Hartlepool. Here's Minoga. Oh, good ball. Does well in a difficult position to get the ball to Frost. Exchanges passes with Aaron Jones. Great athleticism again from Minoga. Lifts the ball over the top. Tolaj and Barham both competing for it. Tolaj should get there, does he? No, it's just drifted away from him. And it's picked up by Keach, who plays it forward. Taken down on the chest of Minoga. Plays it forward to Barham, who's given offside. So let's go through the sides, and well, we still don't have time because Adams has restarted straight away from the wrong place. The referee accepts it though. Aldershot win the header. Glover comes over halfway, goes forward with Reece Smith in close pursuit. Smith's won it and he comes forward over halfway now. Glover in pursuit, well cut out by Harfield. Willard goes to ground, can't win it though. Reece Smith gets it again, gives the ball to Mitchell Lawson, who just holds it up now. He's got an overlapping run from Azair. Azair with a cross into the far post, headed away by Aaron Jones. It will be picked up by Keach, who feeds it into Kinsella, goes to the byline, squares it across. It's cut out by Minoga. The first action going forward, really, all match from Kinsella. And now Nathaniel George gives it away to Tolaj. Tolaj into the path of Frost. Frost recognises that Barham's ahead of him, plays it to him now, gets the ball back to goal inside the penalty, back to Aaron Jones. Cross comes in, flicked on away by a Maidenhead player. Willard does well to win it, bring it down, feeds Frost, who's quickly up to the pace of the game. Harfield out left to Glover, gives the ball to Haig. Haig chops in on his right foot, shoots wide. Really needed to get that on target, Steve. It might have got a deflection if it did. It wasn't difficult to hit the target there. It's gone for the corner and dragged it wide of the post.
Yeah, that was, again, similar thing to the first half. That was maybe the third or fourth best option for Joe Haig from that position. That he should have gone across goal if he wanted to have a shot, or you had Tolaj, Barham and a couple of other midfielders in the penalty area, in and around the penalty area, waiting for a square cross or a pullback. They'd have had by far a better sight of goal, but yeah, Tyler Frost immediately making that impact, up to the speed of the game, as you say, and Aldershot Town looking more dominant.
From the goal kick, Glover won it brilliantly in the air. Maidenhead have gone back to Craig Ross now. He kicks up towards halfway. Harries can't win it, but Frost picks up the pieces. Aaron Jones has to go backwards to get to the ball from Frost. Gives it back to Frost now. And the shots look, the body language looks good, doesn't it, Steve? They look bright, lively. They've got themselves back low. That's a poor ball given away by Harris. Back in the side tonight. Arms out wide from Widrington. He can't believe it. Barnet 0, Solihull Moors 1. Barnet, who beat Maidenhead on Saturday, late goal. And Solihull Moors, who got pumped 5-0 by Southend. They're ahead. Here's, well, Harries doesn't get his first touch right, but pokes it back to Van Stappershoef. Aaron Jones jumps illegally with, now he needs to be careful here. He's jumped awkwardly with Kinsella. Kinsella's gone down. It is a free kick. Referee who's already shown 3 yellows doesn't posture to go to his pocket, but Aaron Jones is walking a tightrope. He really is.
He is, yeah.
On 4 yellows, and Aldershot can't afford to be without 2 defenders on Saturday. They're already without Rowe. They can probably cope without that. Poor ball from Kinsella. It goes straight to Minoga, who's won it, and he's dribbling himself up to halfway. He's got Charlie Adams in hot pursuit. Adams dives in and pokes the ball into touch. The North stand here thought it was a foul. Great athleticism as ever from Minoga. Aldershot have got a throw in just beyond Steve and I in the media box. Aaron Jones will take. 50 minutes gone already. Shots to Maidenhead 2. If you joined us late, shots were 2-0 down on 22 minutes. But by 37, 15 minutes later, they were level at 2-2 with 2 goals in 2 minutes tonight, following 2 goals in 1 minute on Saturday. Here's Aaron Jones to take the throw, looking for Barham, the smallest player on the pitch, and he wins it, but he knocks it only into the path of Nathaniel George. Simba is held up by Minoga, who battles away for it and wins it. Tries the ball forward, that's cut out, and now Tolaj battles with Smith. Smith manages to steer it into the path of Azair. Azair forward to halfway, where it's brilliantly dummied and then taken in his stride by Mitchell Lawson. But Harfield battles back brilliantly, and so does Lawson. He's got another shot in, deflection on it, and it's chested behind by Van Stappershoef. What a battle between Mitchell Lawson and Harfield, Steve.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the most exciting features of the second half, I think. And that one just about came out 50-50, and Van Stappershoef, it looked like he was going to be able to make a relatively comfortable save, but the ball cannoned off his chest, and now Maidenhead are able to put the ball into the danger area.
Who will strike next? Corner is in. Lovely delivery from Maidenhead, and the header is down and wide from Remy Clarima, who finished at that end last season for Maidenhead. The goal's still haunting me now, but it will be a goal kick to the shots. Can we really see this one fizzling out? We've got a still photo of the first Aldershot goal, which I think is still inconclusive. Back to that in a minute. Here's Mitchell Lawson again. Poor pass, goes straight through to Haig. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Aaron Jones running down the right hand side. Tries a ball in. Haig's onto it. Oh, he tries to square it instead of shoot, and it goes back off a deflection to Craig Ross. Joe Haig, why are you not shooting at the goal? Aldershot have won it back again. Haig's got it again from Jones. He's seeing different pictures to me, that's for sure. We'll get Steve's opinion in a minute. Should he have passed or should he have shot? Willard out to Harfield. Glover inside. Haig prods the ball back to Harfield. Chesterfield have scored twice in the second half. 2-0 up against York. Tolaj turns onto his left foot, gets it wrong, turns into trouble. Aldershot win it back. It's cushioned header back to Craig Ross. Can he get there or not? Well, the assistant referee's not quick enough to see whether it was over the line or not. Craig Ross has got it. Nearly 53 minutes gone, and Steve, I know we're going back a minute or so now, but Joe Haig, 8,
Yes.
10, 12 yards out on the right-hand side of the goal. Strike it at the goal, please.
Absolutely. Several times in the first half, I was criticising players for shooting when they should have passed. Yeah, Joe, the goal was open there. He had an opportunity to shoot, and he passed it. I don't know why.
Throw in to Maidenhead on halfway. Gateshead have pulled a goal back at Rochdale. Good evening to Lindsay Morris, who's listening in now. Missed the first half. Dear oh dear, Lindsay. Only the 4 goals, 2-2. At this point, you wouldn't bet on there not being more. Here's Mitchell Lawson. What a pest he is. Going back, shot comes in. Snaffled out of the air. It was on target from Bradley Keat, who scored on Saturday. But this one snaffled by Van Stappershurf. Poor touch from Aaron Jones. He recovers brilliantly though. Wanders inside and feeds Tommy Willard. Frost was in a lovely bit of space on the right hand side, but they've drifted off to the left. Willard's got it now, looks up and strokes it into the path of Minoga, who gives it to Jones. Jones has got a bit of space, he can get forward here. Tries a deep cross, Tolaj is up for it. Claremore wins it in the air and he finds Charlie Adams, who whacks it forward straight down the middle. That'll go all the way through to Van Stappershurf. And yeah, it's difficult to imagine this one finishing 2-2, but my goodness me, how precious would the 5th goal of the evening be for either side, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Aldershot Town about to make their second change as well, and possibly another change in that all-important central midfield area. It looks like a second substitute appearance in 4 days for new signing Dejan Tetek.
Here's Ashley Nathaniel George. Good decision, a good advantage was going to be played by the referee. Minoga gives the foul away, and he just puts his arm around Nathaniel George and drifts away, and there is no yellow card. But my goodness me, there's been opportunities and possibilities for the referee here, who's not a drama seeker, is he?
No.
He's not an overly vicious one. He's shown 3 yellows. He probably doesn't want to show too many more. Tetek's going to come on for the shots, but Minoga and Jones both on 4 yellows, would be suspended with another yellow. They've both given away fouls in the second half. Kinsella with the ball into the far post, headed inside and wide, just hits the back of the side netting. Van Stappershurf will retrieve now. Goal kick to the shots. Who's going to come off in the middle of the park? Well, presumably, logically, unless they're going to shuffle things around again, Steve, it would be Tommy Willard, but you don't know if maybe Tetek might come. Well, hang on, Maidenhead have won it in the middle of the park again, and well, it's steered in. Oh, I'm just going to pick up again. It's gone both ways, and now Maidenhead get it on the right-hand side with Mitchell Lawson. He goes back to Keats, tries a ball down the line to Reece Smith. That's too strong. The other possibility is that Tetek comes on for Haig, and Willard pushes forward into the 10, and that might be the more likely. Here is the number, and it is in fact Haig that's going to come off. So what would you say? Willard probably into the number 10 position now. And Tetek and Frost a completely new central midfield too from what started the game.
Yeah, and I think rightly so. I think that was where the game was won and lost in the opening quarter. Aldershot Town were just too open, just too soft. They didn't have any steel, any defensive protection in that midfield, and yeah, you'd think the well, actually, the midfield pairing is now Tetek and Willard, and it's Tyler Frost playing the 10.
Okay, fair enough. There might be an element of continuity about that. Frost loves to get
they're
forward.
Still lining up. Yeah, they're still lining up
Yeah.
that way as Aldershot Town reset. It's not just players making their way back to their positions.
Okay, Haji Minoga with the ball forward. Barham and Tolaj combine well. The ball breaks to Willard. Glover's in a bit of space on the left-hand side. Willard finds him now. Goes for the 1-2 to the edge of the area. Squares it. Barham can't get his shot away. Maidenhead clear, only as far as Glover. It's up in the air. He's battling now with Azair, I think it is. Lifts it over his shoulder. Goes behind. Goal kick. 57.5 minutes gone. Sorry, Lewis Davies. I promised at half-time I'd read out your very short message. I thought it was very good, so did Steve. Quote of the season thus far from Steve Gibbs at half-time, just before half-time, describing Aldershot as glorious chaos. It makes it much better listening than abject or total chaos of recent seasons.
Fair point.
Fair point, Lewis Davis, I'll give you that one. Anyway, on with the chaos of sorts. 58 minutes gone. Clarima hooks it over his head, only as far as Frost, who heads the ball into a bit of space where Willard picks it up. He finds Glover on the left-hand side. He's up against Azer, comes inside, looking for options. Goes back to Tetek. Tetek wearing the number 34 for the Shots. His second appearance, came off the bench Saturday as well. Formerly Reading player, 17 appearances in the Championship. Shots battling away for it with Harfield, but Mitchell Lawson back there. What a diminutive player, but what a tricky player he is, Steve. He's really impressed me tonight.
He has, yeah. I think he's outshone. I expected Ashley Nathaniel George to be the outstanding player of the two nominal wingers, but for me, yeah, I think it's Mitchell Lawson who's definitely outshone his opposite number and has been a real thorn in Aldershot Town side.
And we've got a little pause in proceedings here because Azer is down, needing some treatment. And I wonder, Steve, if one of the reasons why Nathaniel George, who's done an okay game to be fair, hasn't dazzled as much as he can, is that he has been out with injury for a few weeks, hasn't he? This is the player who last season trialled with Aldershot pre-season, didn't get a deal, got one with now I'm struggling to think the Southend or Torquay. He was at one club for a very short time, and yeah, it was Torquay for a very short time, and then Gary Johnson said no thanks, and he appeared at Maidenhead, and he chipped in with a fair few goals, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And he's a lively player.
Yeah, he was instrumental in Maidenhead taking the lead against Aldershot Town at York Road in about 61 seconds last season. This season last season they were very much left-sided, left-oriented to a point of being lopsided, but now they're much more balanced with Mitchell Lawson on the other side. And yeah, for all of their shortcomings in getting results, they've got undoubted quality in attack, and this is without 7 players this evening through injury or suspension as well.
Yeah. I think Aldershot have got a similar number, to be fair. About maybe it's 1 or 2 less. I think it's par for the course now in the National League. You've got games of 105, 110 minutes. You've got yellow cards being waved around like confetti. I think we're going to see that in the autumn. Over the next couple of months, we're going to see teams really down to bare bones. And those who can survive it and keep some momentum with their results will be the ones who come out of it with the best, of course. Long ball forward from Ross. No Maidenhead players were far enough up, and Aldershot have snaffled it at the back and just passing it around at the back at the moment. Here's Minoga picking the ball up, squares it to Kian Harries. Harries with the ball straight through the middle to Tetek. He loves a ball straight through the middle. Goes back to Frost. Frost into the path of Barham, who can't quite get it under control. And now Nathaniel George will pick it up. He's got Barham in hot pursuit. No foul given as Nathaniel George goes down. Barham forward, Frost into a space on the right-hand side. Gets the ball back to Tetek. Tetek gives it back to Frost, he gives it back to Tetek. Aldershot looking to try and work out where the spare man might be. Tetek goes through Harries to Harfield. Exemplary control as always. Gives the ball to Glover. Makes the overlapping run, they can't find him. That's a poor pass though. And Tetek has been exposed, and Reece Smith has picked up the ball and he's running freely through the middle. He should be able to slot the ball into the path of Nathaniel George. He's into the penalty area, back onto his right foot, back onto his left, goes down. And Van Stappershoef comes out, reads it well, snaffles it and rolls in Aaron Jones. Chops back onto his left foot, then onto his right. Smith nearly wins it again. Tetek can only drift it into the path of Charlie Adams. It's goals going elsewhere. We'll come to them when we can. This is on a knife edge here. 62.5 minutes gone. Shots 2, Maidenhead 2. That was the score at half time. It still is past the hour mark, and It's end to end, Steve. Both teams pressing hard to win the ball back when they're out of possession. It's going to lead, I'm sure, to more moments of quality, but more likely more errors as well, because as the players get tired.
Absolutely, yeah. It has been a pretty breathless game, but yeah, I think Dan Tetek there has been sold short by Ryan Glover and then Aaron Jones. 2 hospital passes that did him absolutely no favours, considering he's the new guy in this team.
Aldershot passing it around. A little bit of frustration in the crowd. They just need to be patient. Minoga with the ball up. Tolaj heads it. And can he find a shots player? He can, Frost, but Frost only heads it straight to Mitchell Lawson. Didn't get a lot on it. And Maidenhead send the ball out to the left side where it's picked up by Nathaniel George, who's up against Jones. He pokes it into touch. It's Chesterfield 3, York City 0. Throw in taken by Nathaniel George to Kinsella. He gives it to Smith. Minoga battling away well with him and wins it. Willard touches it to Tetek, who gets a good ball this time. And yeah, Barham turns sharply, and as he tries to get around Golding just uses his arm to push him back and catches him in the face with an elbow. A little bit of me, Steve, feels that he was entitled to make himself big there, Golding, but he is going to get a yellow card for it. He might just be a tad unlucky. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think a tad unlucky there. I think Jack knew what he was doing. It was a clever turn on Golding, and I think he was going to beat him in the foot race down the touchline. But yeah, for me, I think Jack has bought that one, and a little bit of an unfortunate yellow card for Golding. But now Aldershot Town do have an attacking free kick, and the attendance here at the Ebbs Stadium tonight has just been read out. I think 2,177, with an impressive and creditable 103. In York Road. 103, and now also Charlie Adams has been booked before Aldershot
for dissent.
The free kick, I think, for dissent.
Yeah,
he's put his face in his hands in horror, but I think he can only have himself to blame for that.
The word is spreading about the entertainment here at the EB. 2,100 on a Tuesday night against Maidenhead is an exceptionally good crowd. Criticised this season for calling out what I thought was an exceptionally poor crowd, so let's highlight the positive tonight. Aldershot take the free kick, and a few grumbles in the crowd, but they've kept possession. They now go back to Van Stappershoef, sends it forward. It's well won in the air by Maidenhead, and then well won in the air by Minoga, but he can only head it straight to Keach. Keach sends a ball out to the right hand side, and again Mitchell Lawson will get onto it, and he's up against Harfield. Cross comes in, lovely sharp turn, shot is blocked, half cleared, and then half cleared again, and then cleared fully out to the right hand side. It'll come back in from Mitchell Lawson, and Van Stappershoef will claim it. And my goodness me, if they had heart monitors in this crowd, Steve, there'd be one or two going through the roof right now.
Yeah, Aldershot Town just about by their fingertips hanging on. They threaten to be their own worst enemies with a couple of passes, but yeah, Maidenhead, for all of Aldershot Town's ambitions looking forward to get the winner, it's Maidenhead who have their own ambitions to take 3 points here this afternoon, and yeah, Aldershot Town cannot switch off at the back.
Oh, they've given it away again, and the brace goal scorer for Maidenhead, Zimba, spreads it out wide to Mitchell Lawson. He's 1-on-1 against Harfield, sends the ball in, that's cleared away by Harries. The shot's quite rightly, Steve, having come back from 2-0 down to 2-2, want to get on the front foot and get this one won. But my goodness me, it's really delicately poised and really dangerous. What they don't want to do, Steve, is come back from 2-0 to 2-2 and then throw it away and lose. And right now, you know, Widrington will be all too aware of that. Throw in for Maidenhead on the far side. Again, bright movement, great work between Mitchell Lawson and Azair. Still got the ball, squared across now. Kinsella wants to get forward but can't. Charlie Adams with the ball out to the right hand side. Mitchell Lawson sends it in. It's going to go to the far, but shot comes in. Oh, what a save from Jordi Van Stappershoef. Ashley Nathaniel George onto the cross, struck it high, and a brilliant reaction save from Van Stappershoef. Steve, quick word from you.
Yeah, superb save. The ball should never have got that far across the across the penalty area to Nathaniel George. Aldershot Town need to be wary of those crosses in. But yeah, superbly struck by Nathaniel George and an equally excellent save.
Okay, corner to Maidenhead, taken right-footed by Adams, headed powerfully away by Minoga, but only as far as Adams. Cross comes in again, what a beauty, but Van Stappershoef snaffles it. Aldershot really want to, you can see they want to try and do something on the transition, but they keep having to win it back because they keep giving it away too easily. And credit to Maidenhead United, they're desperate for that first win in 12 games or 13 games, and they're pushing hard for a winner despite having been pegged back from 2-0 up to 2-2. Here is the ball cleared forward by Golding, one in the air by Shots, up to Frost, Frost to Willard, Willard out wide to Glover. Harfield's gone again, overlapping run into space. Glover's drifted though inside, gives it back to Willard. Willard now finds Harfield. He'll be up against Mitchell Lawson. Tries the early cross, there is a deflection on it. Barham jumps at the far post, can't win anything. And really, well, Aaron Jones, yes, he smashes it against Nathaniel George and makes contact with him, and he smashes it towards the community stand at the High Street end. So it's a corner for the Shots, Steve, and my goodness me, who is going to get the 5th goal here? Surely there will be one. We're in the 70th minute now. Harfield with another corner. Shots have already scored from one from it this evening. In comes the corner, beautifully flighted. I think it comes off a Maidenhead player, but it goes up in the air. It was Golding. It's caught by Craig Ross, and he comes to the edge of his area now and throws it out to Kinsella, who will be unchallenged as he comes forward. He's over halfway now, drifts inside, then plays it outside to the left to Reece Smith. Simple movement this. Aaron Jones chasing into the area, cross comes in. He gets it in, and Van Stappershoef claims it right in front of Zimba and bowls the ball out to Willard. Willard finds Glover. Glover cutting inside, finds Willard again. Willard misses, he finds Tetek. Tetek on the ball, looks for Tolaju. It's just short, and the ball's picked up by Golding. Golding out to the right-hand side, where the ball's taken down by Mitchell Lawson. And there's his ball inside is won by Cian Harries, who is fouled on the edge of the centre circle. Free kick to the Shots. Breathless stuff. 70 minutes gone. How have we gone 25 minutes without a goal in the second half, Steve Gibbs?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, that pass that Tetek picked up was meant for Aaron Jones, and then as soon as Tetek picked it up, he should have moved it across to Aaron Jones as well, because his then forward pass onto Laurent Tolaj was always going to be cut out.
If you need someone to come on and make an impact late on, for what, potentially the 3rd time in 4 home games, who would you call for, Steve?
Super sub. Kwame.
He's getting stripped, Kwame Thomas. He'll have a very sore snot box, as Tommy Witherington called it the other day, otherwise known as a nose, which Tommy thought he'd broken, but he hadn't. And he's going to come off the bench again for the Shots tonight and be the 3rd sub. Good overlap from Frost. Gets the ball from Glover on his right foot. Cross comes in, cleared away nice and easy by Clarima. Witherington doesn't like it. The ball from Harries has gone straight to Mitchell Lawson. He's gone down too easily, and the referee Matthew Russell doesn't give anything. And I'm going to mention it again, he's had a good game for me, the referee Matthew Russell. Here is Frost skipping inside the edge of the penalty, goes back out again to Glover. Glover's up against Adams, tries across to the far post, missed by everybody. 3 lots of 2 players, 4 of the 6 challenging for the ball, and it drifts in front of Jones and Kinsella at the far post, and out of play for a goal kick to Maidenhead. And on 72 minutes, Tommy Willard is coming off, Kwame Thomas is coming on for the Shots. Now, Barham, Tolaj and Thomas are all staying on, and if you needed any more assurance or reassurance that Tommy Witherington wants all 3 points, Steve, there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. A 3-4-3 formation now, and those 3 strikers up top. Perhaps for the first time, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I think definitely 3 points to their.
It'll be the 2 number 10s really, Tetek and Frost in the centre of midfield, and Tolaj and Barham will come from a bit deeper. Thomas will try and be the focal point up top. Or maybe look, Tolaj is dropping into the 10.
Yeah,
Tolaj is dropping
Tolaj
into the 10.
Just dropped back.
Yeah. Good headed winner by Frost. Barham wins it as well. And Kwame Thomas battles up against Kinsella, who's too smart for that. Goes back to his keeper. And it's kicked forward by Ross. And towering winner from Cian Harries, who has landed awkwardly. He might have just winded himself. The ball's ended up on the right hand side with Mitchell Lawson. He's up against Harfield, squares it in. And a brilliant clearance going to ground from Haji Minoga. It will be a corner. Referee's coming back to check that Harries is okay. Hopefully Stevie's only winded, because ironically we were worried about either Jones or Minoga getting a second half yellow here. Harries has just come back from a suspension. We don't want to lose him through injury. He's up and he's okay. He doesn't need treatment.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether he was winded or whether it was the fall on his back that had winded him, or whether he twisted an ankle, but he does seem to be okay, and he's jogging back to take up his defensive position for this corner.
73.5 minutes gone, 2-2 here. Gateshead have made it 2-2 at Rochdale as well, and Chesterfield are 4-0 up now against York and out of sight. Going to see a sub for Maidenhead in a minute, but the corner comes in. It's one in the air again by Kwame Thomas this time. Aldershot can't quite clear it. Tetek, then he hooks it over his head. Thomas battles for it, and Aldershot win it, stroke it out to Glover. And Aldershot have got bodies forward here. If Glover can find the right pass, sends it out. It's cut out by Nathaniel George. Tolaj, Thomas, Frost and Barham were all forward, and this is where they've got to be careful, because Maidenhead are coming again. Minoga is running alongside Reese Smith. Chops back inside. Ball in, deflection, squared across, and it goes past everybody and agonisingly out of play for Maidenhead. It's a goal kick for the Shots, and we're going to see another substitution for Maidenhead United, and coming on for them I think is Casey Petit.
It is, yeah. There was two opportunities there in quick succession for Bradley Keach. The first one was blocked well by Cian Harrison, and the second one he pulled through that corridor of uncertainty through the 6-yard box. It was neither a shot nor a cross, because nobody was able to get on with it. And I think fortunately for Aldershot Town now, it's actually Nathaniel George who's come off as a winger, and you've got Casey Pettit on, who's a dynamic, energetic winger but more centrally based. So it looks like Reese Smith has pulled out to this left-hand side in the attacking three, and Pettit takes up his position alongside Adams in central midfield.
In we go to the final 15 minutes of normal time at least. Well held up by Kwame Thomas. Spreads it out to the left to Glover. He's up against Azair. Cuts inside again on his right foot. He's done it so much tonight. Finds Tetek. Tetek to Frost, who goes back to Minoga. We've seen the best of Tetek yet. That's good work from him. Goes back and exchanges passes with Glover. It's all been a question of getting it and giving it so far for Tetek in his 2 substitute appearances. We've seen nothing incisive yet. There's a ball from Minoga looking to get over the top. One in the air by Azair. And he finds his skipper, Charlie Adams. And Adams out to the right-hand side to Mitchell Lawson. Tetek tackles Keach and almost wins it. Ball prodded back to Azair, and he'll play it back to Clarima, who'll clear forward. And Harries leaves it. Harfield will cushion his header to Minoga. Aldershot have pulled off results so many times when you thought they might get the one less, either the draw and the win, or the loss and the draw, and still they battle away to try and get themselves a winner here, and potentially do so from 2-0 down to victory for the first time in 16 years, a stat to be confirmed by the club statistician Pete Stamford. Aaron Jones the ball inside to Tolaj, holds it up, pass into the path of Frost. Frost one-on-one against Kinsella, goes back to Tetek. Frost sends it on to Harries and then back to Frost. Frost the ball down the middle, looking for Barham. Tetek into the path of Aaron Jones. Cross comes in from him, and that is really unlike the Shot skipper, Steve. He got that one horribly wrong, and he just blazed it high and behind the goal. And if there's one, I mean, we've been so used to the great quality from him. Arms out wide from Tommy Widrington, and and Aaron Jones was always going to get a bit of stick for that from his boss.
Yeah, I think Tommy was asking why he didn't take a touch, because he had a chance to control it and measure it in, because Aaron Jones, he doesn't get forward as much as Ollie Harfield, he doesn't put as many deliveries into the box as Ollie Harfield, but he's got a far better accuracy rate, completion rate of finding his teammates with those crosses, and yeah, as you say, he is far better than that.
Here's Tolaj onto a loose ball on the edge of the Maidenhead final third, finds Glover, cross comes in, it's over everybody, and it goes behind, and what will it be? A goal kick. Well left by Kinsella, he made the decision, the right decision for the Magpies. 78 minutes gone, it's still 2-2 here. Southend are at it again, 5-0 on Saturday at home, 3-0 up tonight, Jack Wood, and they move on up the National League table. Wealdstone 3, Oxford City 1 is another scoreline. Halifax Town are heading for another 2-1 home win. Can the Shots win this late on? Will it stay 2-2, or will Maidenhead get a late winner? I wouldn't even say nick it, because they've been in this game from the kick-off tonight. A ball lifted forward by Tetek. Clarima wins it in the air. Tolaj battling away from it. Good work by the substitute Petit. Ball lifted over the top by Maidenhead. Harries manages to strain every sinew and head it back to Van Stappershoef. He finds Jones. Jones back to Minoga. Sometimes it's hard to praise keepers when they've let in 2 goals, but I think he's had a really good game again tonight, Van Stappershoef. Tetek out left to Glover, he's on the left touchline. Ball to Harfield, tries the early cross, headed away by Clarima, just in front of 2 Shots players. Ball's headed clear to the edge of the area to Frost. Frost back to Minoga. Peel off to the back post, Tom. Shot from Frost! He's just wide. And Ross tried to get fingertips on it. I don't think he could. That's the right place to put it though from Frost, you know. It might hit the target, it might get a deflection, it might fall to the feet of another Shots player.
Yeah, and a parry from Ross, and it could have fallen to the feet of Barham or Tolaj, but yeah, good play from Aldershot Town, good patient build-up, and certainly some people in the North Stand are a little bit frustrated occasionally when Aldershot Town slow the ball down, but we've seen earlier this season that slow, quick approach has borne fruit, and it's taken the opposition by surprise. And yes, there's only 10 minutes left, but that's plenty of time to score a goal.
Here's Harries with Mitchell Lawson in hot pursuit, clears it down the line, it breaks nicely for Shots to find Glover. Glover finds Frost, carries the ball forward across the halfway line, and does well to steer it out to the right hand side to Jones. Jones to Tolaj, he's come back on his left foot, goal! Lauren Tolaj, without question, has got the 3rd goal for the Shots in the 81st minute. Lovely ball, lovely work from Frost, and a brilliant finish when Tolaj turned inside onto his left foot and curled it low. No chance for Craig Ross. 81 minutes gone, from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. Steve Gibbs.
Wow, brilliant finish from Tolaj. You could see exactly what he was going to do. He opened his body, and that training ground finish, bending it low inside the near post, and over 100 yards away from that moment, looking over to the East Bank now. I love being here, but right now I want to be in the East Bank because it's bouncing, really bouncing, and from 2-0 down, 3-2 up, it's the roller coaster ride of Aldershot Town.
Just in the moment, in the excitement, Steve, did Frost get the assist, or did he pass it to someone else who passed it through?
It was Tyler.
It was Tyler. Great work. Done really well just before to steer a ball that was running away from him. Here's a ball that's going to drift all the way through to Van Stappershoef, who just wants to bowl it out again quickly, but Geordie catch it and go down. It's gone 80 minutes. That's what you do in that situation. Right, Saturday, Steve, the Shots had a little bit of game management to do, and they did it well. Can they do it again to complete a comeback from 2 goals down to win something we don't think they've done in a league game for 16 years?
that would be a heck of an achievement. If Pete Stanford thinks it, I'm not going to argue, but it does seem, and I know there was a stat that Aldershot Town had struggled to come from behind for many, many games, but 17 years does seem improbable. But as I say, if Pete Stanford says it, then I'm inclined to believe him.
Rowe still being given the first goal for the shots, but it is being looked at. What was Sam saying to you?
It was a still of the moment where Craig Ross's fist and a number of blue and red heads were competing for the ball. Unfortunately, that proved inconclusive as well.
Flick on from Maidenhead goes straight to Van Stappershoer from Ross's free kick. We're going to see a third substitution for Maidenhead, who will be ruining this if it stays like this. They led at Barnet on Saturday and lost 3-2 very late on. They led 2-0 here tonight and at the moment are 3-2 down. And at the moment, Aldershot would be extending their run to 1 defeat in 12 at the EBB, and Maidenhead's run without a win would go to 13. Crazy stats, because it was looking exactly the opposite of that after 22 minutes. Here's Kinsella heading away, but only as far as Tetek. Kwame Thomas chests it down, but only to Golding. A bit difficult bouncing ball, but Haji Minoga does well. Well, there's a handball there, but just by Charlie Adams, but just before it, the referee has stopped play anyway because he was concerned about a potential head contact with Shankar Zimba, the scorer of Maidenhead's 2 goals. Right, coming off now is Bradley Keach. Bradley
Keach, and he's been replaced by David Omilabu, who's more of an attacker than Keach. Keach is a central midfielder. Omilabu, a striker or a winger. Tricky, quick, likes to take on his man. Exactly what Devonshire needs to take this game into the closing stages. And on the Aldershot Town dugout, I think the club doctor has come down, and a couple of the Aldershot Town coaching staff are advising Tommy Widrington to maybe take a step back, sit down for a minute.
Got a little bit too excited.
Being given some water. Hope nothing too serious, but yeah, I think maybe Tommy's heart rate, like the rest of us, has risen a bit too high.
Minoga battering away at the back of a Southend player. I think it might be Mitchell Lawson who's come over to this left side now with that third and final substitution. Omilabu coming on. And he did well in that situation, Minoga, but you worry he's on that 4 yellow. Ball down the line. Barham turns it down the line. Clarima will clear. It's a tired and lazy clearance into touch. 85.5 minutes gone. And we're keeping an eye. Don't want to be alarming to anybody, but Tommy Wood just sat upright in the dugout, getting the attention, as you say, from the club's medical staff. And Aldershot battle on. Barham goes down, no foul given. Reece Smith out of his feet, up towards Zimba. Harries clears it out to the left-hand side to Glover. Good control from him. Turns the ball around the corner, but it's poor. He could have kept possession. Great battling back by Tollard, though, and he feeds Tetek. Tetek to Glover, pulls it back to Tetek, squares it. Will he get a shot away? Oh, it's cleared off the line. It was on target. Kwame Thomas stepped over it and a Maidenhead foot cleared it off the line. Here's Adams turning inside his own area, playing the ball down the line, coming together. Ball comes off a shot off Zimba. Throw into the shots. And wow, such an exciting football match, and we hope the excitement levels are not too much for the Shots manager Tommy Widrington, who Steve hopes to be talking to after the game regarding this, but obviously in these situations the health of the Shots manager makes more sense. He may be talking to one of the other members of the management team. Here's the ball forward, Barham's battling away from it. Now Thomas is battling away with Kinsella. Thomas won't let him out very easily, battling away down by the corner flag, and in the end Kinsella can only poke it into touch. It doesn't look like it's going to be an enjoyable return to the EBB for the former shot skipper, but it's not done yet. 87.5 minutes gone. Tolaj thinks he's fouled, nothing given by the officials. The ball's in touch, throw into Maidenhead. Shots 3, Maidenhead 2. Throw into Maidenhead. A word from you, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, well, that was either a free kick towards Shot Town or a throw in towards Shot Town, because Tolaj backheeled the ball onto Pettit's foot as the ball went out of play.
Here's Azair coming forward. Maidenhead will be wounded. They'll feel they deserve something at least out of this game. They have been bright all evening, but they won't want to be gallant losers. Ball forward, takes a deflection and goes all the way through to Jordi van Stappershoef. To their credit and to their naivety, Steve, Aldershot are still trying to play this game at 100 miles an hour. They really need to vary the tempo. Here's Harries, and the Aldershot faithful are almost quite, it's eerie, isn't it? Because they stand on the brink of doing something we don't think they've done in 16 years. 2-0 down, 3-2 up, ball forward. Barham goes down, he thinks he's fouled. The ball's into touch off a Maidenhead player. Tommy Widrington just sitting down, just taking a drink. One of his other members of his management team, Richard's come to the edge of the area, and he's well advised to just take on the water, just keep his excitement level at the lowest possible. Ball's in touch over on the far side. 89 minutes gone. 3-2 shots. Forgive me, listeners, it's a really exciting game. The shots are on the edge of something, but it takes you aback a little bit. See the Aldershot town manager just being advised to sit still in the dugout. Aldershot think they've got a corner. The referee, Matthew Russell, who's had a cracking game, in my opinion anyway. Yours as well, Steve? Or not? 89.5 games?
I wouldn't necessarily go as far as cracking. I think he's been good.
All right, fair enough. Header forward from shots. Kwame Thomas can't win it. Well, I'm not sure if that was an intended back pass for the keeper, but it's gone back to him. We're in the 90th minute, listeners, and we are 15 seconds away from finding out how much added time there will be. Frost heads it down. Jones gets there a bit late. Referee's not given a foul. Just as well, really, because if he had, he'd have to give a booking. Jones out wide to Barham, who's on the right, clips the ball into the far post, and it's the one place there isn't any shots played. But it comes out as far as 6 added minutes. Shots have got it again. Glover's going towards the corner flag, mainly because he's got nobody with him for support. He has now, and that's Ollie Harfield. Harfield jinks inside, then goes back outside to Glover. Glover down the line to Harfield, who goes down. He wins the foul. Well done, Ollie Harfield. Good luck to you, Steve, naming an Aldershot Town man of the match tonight. The official one has been given to Lauren Tolaj. I'm going to offer you nothing. You just give who you think it's worth, but start thinking about it.
I will. I can't yet. There's still 6 minutes left.
Exactly right. You don't want to go too soon. As it stands, Lauren Tolaj may have scored a decisive goal, and that's all I'm going to say. We are 1 minute into a minimum of 6 added on. It's finished Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Boreham Wood 3. Here's Harfield into the penalty area, squares it, it's cleared as far as, Frost blazes it over the goal, over the stands, and it might have even nestled like a nest in the tree behind the goal away to our right. There's a lovely drag across the line from Harfield. We're 1.5 minutes into a minimum of 6 added on, and post-match today, Steve Gibbs will be getting with a member of the Aldershot Town management team, but we've still got a little while to go. Kinsella has put the ball in touch. It's a throw into the shots. Aaron Jones is forward to take. At the moment, the shots will only be without Rowe for suspension on Saturday, but we're in vital moments here. Kwame Thomas heads it on. I think it's going to drift. No, it won't drift out of play. Ross has come over to get it. Aldershot need to steady themselves for at least 4 more minutes. Harfield with a good headed winner, but he'll only head it as far as Charlie Adams. But Tetek gets there and pokes the ball into touch. I wondered if he played it off of a Maidenhead player, but that wasn't given. It's a throw into Maidenhead. halfway inside the Aldershot half. Mitchell Lawson battling away, Harfield clears it forward. It's just kept in by Charlie Adams on the far side, gives it to Mitchell Lawson. Maidenhead wounded, they'll feel they deserve something out of this. They'll be desperate to create and take one more chance. Adams with a deep cross, bouncing awkwardly. Thomas goes down, it's into the area, cleared away. I think he slipped, there was no foul, no appeals for a foul. Golding's got the ball, finds Petit, who finds Kinsella on the left. He squares it to Reece Smith, trying to make room for a shot. Wriggles one way, then the other. Goes to the edge of the penalty area on his left foot, comes back, twists, turns. Aaron Jones is up against him. Stay on your feet, Aaron Jones. Kinsella into the penalty area. Looks to try and get the ball in. It's dragged back and cleared away by Glover. Up towards Barham, who heads it on, but only to Clarima, who goes all the way back to Craig Ross. Can the Shots hold on here? 3-2 up after being 2-0 down. They've got 2 minutes and 35 seconds plus any other added time. Widrington's briefly up, sits down again. Club doctor alongside him. Can only report what we see. Kwame Thomas doing well to hold the ball up, but so does Golding to stick a foot in. Ball lifted over the top. Haji Minoga should get there first and does. Clears down the line, but only gives it straight to Reece Smith. Smith finds another Maidenhead player. Substitute. Plays the ball off of Haji Minoga. Throw into Maidenhead. It's taken quickly. It's back with Reece Smith already. Nervous times for the Shots. Here's Kinsella, tries to get his cross in. That's blocked and goes out of touch. Is it a throw or a corner? I think it might be a corner, Steve.
I think it might be. It's difficult to see as the ball's
Yeah, Charlie Adams is trotting over to take it. And the way this game's gone tonight, you wonder, don't you? You wonder. Widrington's back up on his feet, trying to whistle for the ball comes in, headed away by Harfield. And it's into the path of Jack Barham. Barham holds it up. He's still protecting the ball. Azair kicking away wins it. And Tetek's got a touch in. It's played forward. Clarima on the edge of his area. Will he touch it to his keeper? No, he leaves it for Ross. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds plus whatever's added left. Shots 3. Maidenhead United 2. Smith inside to Adams. Golding's going to try a diag out to the right hand side. Glover gets up, wins the header, heads it into space only. It will eventually be picked up by Clarima. Barnet have equalised against Solihull Moors in 90+7. This ended Eastleigh 0, Woking 1. Here the Shots have won the ball back. Tetek to Tolaj to Frost, who's coming forward now. Barham into the penalty area, it's wide, drags it across. Tolaj! Steve, pick up the commentary.
Right, Tolaj, excellent cross. As calm as you like, slid across the 6-yard box from Jack Barham. You wouldn't have blamed him for having a shot, but no, he saw his strike partner, Laurent Tolaj, in the 6-yard box for tapping Aldershot Town 4, Maidenhead United 2. Somehow Aldershot Town have made this game a comfortable victory, having been 2-0 down in quick succession in the first half. Superb performance, breathless evening. Rob is expiring.
Yeah, I'm okay now. I needed to take a little bit more water. I wasn't ready for the excitement levels to be cranked up again, Steve. Just as Aldershot Town are hanging on for dear life, they break up the other end. Coolness personified. Tyler Frost's again instrumental in the goal. Just sending it to Barham in a pocket of space. Kept his head. Slotted it low inside, and Laurent Tolaj strikes again. A third goal for Shots for Tolaj tonight, a fourth goal for Shots for Tolaj tonight, and Shots now, with all the 6 minutes of added time gone, we're a minute past that, now have a 2-goal lead. Can we breathe a sigh of relief, Steve, or yet? I don't know. Here come Maidenhead again with Reece Smith. 1-on-1 against Frost, ball into the area, shot is wide from the number 19, Omilabu. The final whistle goes, and for the first time in 16 years, Aldershot Town come from 2 goals down to win a game of football. They've won it with aplomb in the end. 2-0 down, 4-2 up. Here's Steve Gibbs to sum it all up while I sit back in my chair.
Thanks, Rob.
And catch my breath.
Yeah. We pay tribute to Bobby Charlton this evening, but as another Manchester United legend once said, football, bloody hell, it's a bit good. And yeah, somehow Aldershot Town made the first 20 minutes look horribly difficult, and then they regained their composure, regained their stoicism, and started playing the football that we know they can, that they have treated over 2,000 Shots fans to this evening and throughout the start of this season. In the end, a deserved victory, maybe a convincing victory even. That's not to discredit Maidenhead, they were superb all evening, and in the last 5 games they've drawn with Chesterfield, drawn with Oldham, drawn with Rochdale, lost narrowly to Barnet, and now lost very narrowly to Aldershot Town. They will feel sick. They will feel that they should have far more points than their current total suggests. But when they can get a fit 11 on the pitch, when they can get all their players back from suspension and injury, they will be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe not tearing up any trees, but they will pull themselves away from the relegation zone. Aldershot Town go from strength to strength, possibly in the playoff places tonight, who knows. But after a victory like that, it doesn't matter, because the future is bright.
Now, you kept your powder dry on the man of the match. I think you might have sealed it though, has he or not?
Yeah, go on then, Laurent Tollage.
Listeners, thank you for joining us. Incredible excitement again here at the EBB. Tommy Widrington appears to be okay. I think he may have just got a little bit too excited tonight. The shots have come through this one. A quick look at the National League table suggests that Aldershot Town are moving ever closer to those playoff positions. Mine won't quite update as we speak, so I don't know if yours will, Steve. Now the game is finished, we'll look and see if we can. Aldershot are indeed into a playoff position, the final one, with 27 points. Well done Aldershot Town, well done Tommy Widrington, well done everybody. Thanks for listening to us. Post-match to come from Steve Gibbs with a member of the Shots management team. That's it for tonight. We'll speak to you all again from Meadowbank on Saturday. Dorking Wanderers against Aldershot, a BBC Radio Surrey derby. Good night from me, good night from Steve. Final score, Aldershot Town 4, Maidenhead United 2.
Good night.